Coach, welcome to HSBN Media Days. It's good to see you. Can you introduce yourself as well as the players that you have here today?
Yes, thank you. My name is Joey Wardlow. I'm the head coach at St. Thomas Aquinas. This is Derek Rahim. This is Anthony Fimiano, Roger Vergara, all seniors, returning players that have been with our program since their freshman year at St. Thomas.
Welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
Talk to me. Let's get through the tough part. Tough loss to Dwyer last year. I was there for that regional loss. And, you get, not much you can say to your seniors at that moment, other than thank you. But your underclassmen, you talk to them a little bit, after the game, and I don't know what you tell them. Tell them to remember what it feels like right now, and you don't want to feel like that again. Talk to me about how you build on that. How you try and build on that loss last year.
Yeah, any experiences like that, even if it's a loss, and these guys have heard it over and over again, we either win or we learn. And we lost that game, very close game, but the most important things we're taking from that game are we had chances in that game. I want to say we left 11 or 12 runners on base. So we talk now to kind of go back to that situation, a difficult game like that, about situation hitting. When you're in a situation, a chance to get a run. Anytime you can get runs, you need to get them. So when we talk about that situation, we had 2 double plays near the end of the game with bases loaded, which we put the ball in play, but now we're talking about better pitch selection, what you're going to do in that situation. Maybe try to do a little bit something different with the bat. Don't swing at the first pitch. Wait for something you can hit. And we're leading up to situations because that is something that we focus on for learning. Okay, the guys that were there, they obviously know what it felt like to lose. When you bring up the question, it's like I was there yesterday because I could replay in my mind the things because the ball's a foot to the right, it goes through the middle, the one that the catcher knocked down, both of them actually. And we work at the same thing. We held them to 4 runs in that game, and normally when we can hold a team to 4 runs, we should be able to score 4 or more. So we're going to resort to that.
Derek, Anthony, and Roger, just jump in here and what do you how do you build from something like that? When you go through something like that, how do you build off of that from last year?
Well, of course, at the start, it's heartbreaking because all those seniors that were great leaders like Jimmy and Jack that helped us through everything, broke us all out of our shell, helped us accomplish things that we never thought were possible. It's obviously heartbreaking to send them off on a loss like that, but coming back this year, we played this year for them, and we have them in the back of our minds, and we're just here to teach the underclassmen what we had to go through and make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, it's definitely a game we don't want to happen again, and if we see them again this year, we're gonna try our best to have the opposite result.
All right. The 3 of you, like Coach said, he's been growing you like weeds for the last 3 years. You came in as 9th graders. Now you're seniors. Talk to me about the role that you'll play now. Your role is going to be completely different from when you came in as 9th or 10th graders. So talk to me about, leadership roles you're going to play and how Coach is going to lean on you guys, for that help on the field. Talk to me about that responsibility. Any one of you jump in.
So we got to lead by example in everything we do, whether that's during stretches or throwing or just keeping everyone in line. You just got to make sure everyone's doing the right thing, and that'll help us win some games.
How about you, Derek?
Jack was a great leader in the outfield last year, and he really helped me become the person I am today. He was the reason that I was able to, after he had to get moved to first, that I was able to take charge of the outfield, keep them in line, always making adjustments to who's on the mound, the hitters up, if they're late or early on a pitch. It's going to be hard, but we know we can definitely get this done, and hopefully we'll be in Fort Myers this year.
What about you, Roger?
Playing next to Jimmy last year, he was at short, I was at second. He really broke me out of my shell last year, so this year playing short, I'm just gonna try to follow in his footsteps, be more of a leader on the team, and just lead by example.
Joe, different questions. When McCarthy's come in here, the Columbuses come in here, I ask them the same question. You're in a program where success is measured by a different standard. I'm sure you know. Talk to me about each year coming in with a lot of expectations, and certainly you had a great season last year, and I know you certainly had your eyes on, Fort Myers, but just talk to me about coming in each year, with the bar being set pretty high, and the pressure that comes with that.
Well, the pressure that comes with that is not something we want to transfer to the players. The vision of success in a program is that we come in every year, and the first thing we're trying to do is develop the culture of the team. It's a whole new team, whole new group of players. And the number one goal is that everyone gets better each day. And if you're improving with what you do, you become part of what we do as a team concept. And a lot of times we work at doing things right. Wins and losses take care of themselves. Sometimes you win a bunch, sometimes you don't win a bunch. Sometimes it's a progressive increase in improvement that leads to the end of the season. Because you don't want to start a season, maybe you can start with 3 or 4 bad games, and some places may just don't think it's going to happen. If we have a good game, we have a bad game, it doesn't matter. We kind of have a philosophy that the only most important game of the season is the next one. And in the game, the only thing that matters is this pitch, this moment, and what I'm going to do with it. Because the previous pitch we can't get back. But we can learn from everything that happened. And then when that game ends, we're either back at practice or back to the next game, and that's the most important one. And if it's a district game, if it's a rivalry game, if it's a regional game, we have to approach them all the same. And if we've shown improvement throughout the year, and like this year we had 7 guys already signed to schools, to colleges, and we're hoping to get 3 or 4 more before the season's end, maybe 5, we're still successful. Now, again, if we're successful in that, then we'll end up with wins and losses, and that'll kind of...
Talk to me about this season, Joey. Coming up, where are your strengths? What are you looking for out of the team this year? As far as expectations. Just talk a little bit about the 2022 season coming up.
This year we were going over a lot of information the other day, and I'm running through my head now. We have 20 seniors on the team this year, but again, we had a lot of seniors that played last year. So these guys were learning from the seniors that they played next to, they played with, they practiced every day with. And again, we kind of, a little bit different. I don't even know if it's a little bit different than every place, but out of the 20 seniors, 19 of them came in as freshmen. So they've been coming through the JV program. They've been coming in through the varsity program all this time. And
let me stop you there, Joey. Is that something you take a lot of pride in, that you bring them in, and like I was kiddingly said, grow them like weeds, and they stay and they stick, and you bring them along. But in this day and age where everybody's transferring everywhere, going everywhere, you can't keep track of everybody, that you can keep them and hold on to them and develop them.
Yeah, well, we're typically not a place where a lot of players come in. Again, if players choose to transfer when they're younger, they come from, our kids come from public schools, they come from Catholic schools, they've come from private schools when they come in as a freshman. And in our freshman coaches, in our freshman program, we have a coach that's been there 30 years. And we actually have 2 JV teams, and we have a lot of freshmen that get to deal with. What we like to do is bring in alumni that played at St. Thomas University, St. Thomas Aquinas High School, and we try to have them show the new players that come in what it's like to have been a player at St. Thomas Aquinas. On the staff now, Ed Waters has coached there for 49 years. He's my assistant. Chris Delgado played at St. Thomas Aquinas. Richie Naylor played at St. Thomas Aquinas. Kevin Rogers has been there 20 years. Bob Rudock's son and Kevin Rogers' son both played there. Coach Otto Kirshiner, his son played there, and he's one of our JV coaches. We have another player named Kenny Hornick who played at St. Thomas Aquinas. So we have Joe Nicoletto, who's an assistant coach on the JV, and all of his sons played at St. Thomas Aquinas. And then we have another coach named Mike Moberg who played at St. Thomas Aquinas. So it's kind of like teaching the pride that it is to be St. Thomas Aquinas. And if you play and you carry on the tradition at St. Thomas Aquinas, like I said before, and you develop, and it's more of a program. We're not, our baseball program, we're not chasing rings, we're chasing success. And if the players find success, they're going to be successful in everything they do. we have in our locker room, when you leave St. Thomas, you need to leave the jersey in a better place. And sometimes that doesn't involve winning the state championship. It involves, are you a better person? Are you prepared for college? Are you prepared to step onto a college field and not be behind? And those college coaches say, man, these guys already know what they're doing. They can step in. And that's what we try to teach.
One by one, Derek, Anthony, Roger, I want you to speak to what Coach is talking about, coming in and, you earn that jersey. You don't get handed a jersey, you earn it. Talk to me about, what it's been like to come and play at a program like St. Thomas.
Well, freshman year we came in, and I kid you not, there was a good 100 kids at just the underclass tryouts, and it's kids you grew up with, it's kids you've never seen before, and of course we're all friends off the field, but on the field it's a competition because these jerseys aren't going to be handed to you. Playing time isn't handed to you. You have to earn it in tryouts, practice, off the field, in school, academics, everything they look at, and that helps us become the person we are, because that helps us be a leader out there, and they know when we're out there on the field they can trust us to make plays, use our instinct, and do whatever we have to do to make sure we get outs and get a win.
Anthony and Roger, real quick, to speak to the same thing about the pride of playing for a program like this.
Well, when we came in our freshman year, the junior-senior class was probably one of the best teams St. Thomas has ever had. So we all knew we'd have to definitely work to get our spot, and we've stayed for the 4 years, and we've got our spot, and we still have to work to keep our spot because there's always competition and through everyone.
Wearing this jersey is an honor. I mean, we all grew up in this program together. We all came in together as a freshman. I mean, everything's a competition here. Someone's always behind you. Someone can take your spot at any time. So we gotta always compete and keep it fun, keep it loose.
Before we wrap up, how would you guys do out there at the media days?
I
What's
have
it like for you guys?
HSBN Media Day every year is the season's here. We're kicking it off. HSBN things, getting things ready. We follow them. We follow other teams on that. Make sure we get our information. We can follow other teams in the state that we do. So HSBN kind of kicks that off for us. And then there's one more challenge that these guys hear constantly. And this, I don't know if this is pressure on them or not, but I think it's the last 4 seasons, all that I've been there also. In our classification, we've had the highest grade point average in the state. That's that's a challenge and a discussion we have all the time, which is great. But when we get time to come here, HSBN, we get on the field, take infield, outfield, for which us is a great day of practice because we play on turf and we get a chance to be on clay. And it's just HSBN is the start. It's happening, and they know that it's time to go. So
This is also our first experience for Media Day because freshman and sophomore year, everyone comes into high school. You play a year of JV on freshman and the next year on varsity, but not here. We really earned our spot even sophomore year. Of course, some of us were bummed out or anything, but this is our first Media Day, so it was really fun to experience it because of COVID and not being able to be on varsity. So it was a great experience.
Did you run some IOs and things and velos?
Yeah,
Good?
that was good.
Okay, well, thank you for your support. Thank you for coming out. I'm glad you guys had a great experience. Good luck this season. It was good seeing you. Thanks.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks.